Hey y'all, this is Triple ESC here, and today we're going to be talking about a full body workout. We're going to be focused on a full body workout today because it's where everybody needs to get started, even if you're an intermediate or advanced lifter. So let's go ahead and get started. Now I'm going to tell you a little bit more about why I chose these exercises. Let's start with exercise number 1, lateral sumo squat upright row. I chose this exercise because it helps with lateral stability while being easy on the knees and hard on the inner thighs, the hip flexors, the shoulders, and the arms. Exercise number 2, Smith machine squats. I chose this exercise because it has less pressure on the knees and does not engage all of the stability muscles while focusing on the quads and the hamstrings. Exercise number 3, lat pull down. I chose this exercise because it's a great way to engage most of your back while spreading and thickening your lats. Exercise number 4, seated fly palm up. I chose this exercise because it just completely obliterates chest. It just completely destroys it. Wow. I don't know a better exercise than this exercise itself. So let me tell you how this exercise works. It puts extra tension on the outer, lower, and inner part of the chest. But be careful because it puts extra tension also on the inner part of your elbow. So you have to be careful not to put it in every single workout that you do. That is why I'm offering an alternate exercise to the seated fly palm up. The alternate is decline cable fly. This exercise offers almost the same exact tension just on the lower and inner part of your chest without putting all of the stress on your elbow. Exercise number 5. Overhead tricep extension. I chose this exercise because it hits the upper part of the tricep near the rear delt, and that area hardly ever gets hit on your normal tricep exercises. I also chose this exercise because it doesn't put as much pressure on your elbows as the dumbbell overhead tricep extension. Number 6, calf raises. Calf raises are important because they often support horizontal and vertical movements, and that is why it's important to strengthen them along with the rest of your body. Number 7, lateral cable raises. I chose this exercise because it provides tension throughout the whole range of motion, while also providing extra tension on the mid to rear delt. Number 8, soleus raises. I chose this exercise because when you're standing up, you mainly work on your calf muscles. However, when you're sitting down and doing calf raises, you're actually working a muscle called your soleus, which is in between your gastrocnemius, your calf, and your anterior tibialis. Number 9, full bicep curls. I chose this exercise because when you're doing a regular bicep curl, you're not actually working the full bicep. The part of your bicep that you're not working actually overlaps across the shoulder and humerus joint. So when you do the full bicep curl and lift up, that is the part that you're focusing on. Number 10, crunches. Now I chose crunches because you always need some form of core exercise in your workout. So make sure you're always strengthening that core, but make sure you're not overworking it. Now that I talked about why we chose the exercises, let's talk a little bit more about the form of the exercises, starting with number 1. On the lateral sumo squat upright row, you have to make sure that you point your toes out. When you're squatting and coming up, make sure that you step over as you're coming up and keep your back straight. On the upright row, make sure that your hands come even with your shoulders and no farther. Smith machine squat is our second exercise, and on this one, just be sure to have your feet shoulder width apart and far enough out to where your knees do not cover the front of your toes. Also be sure to keep that back straight. On the third exercise, lat pull down, just be sure to pull down at an outward angle and get your hands even with your ears when you come all the way down. From the side angle, just make sure that your arms are even with your back to get the most workout on your lats. Number 4, seated fly, palm up. On this exercise, just be sure to have your shoulders slightly above those hands, arms slightly bent, elbows in, and make sure your back is arched. To get a little bit more of the exercise, pretend that you're squeezing a pencil in between your chest muscles. On this alternate exercise, decline cable fly, when you retract, make sure that your arms go to 90 degrees and you're getting tension on that chest, not the shoulder. When you come back in, make sure your hands are slightly angled and you're coming all the way in, squeezing that chest together. Number 5, overhead tricep extension. Make sure that you keep your elbows in and even with your head. Extend all the way out, point your palms to the ground, come back in slower and all the way back. Number 6, calf raises. Make sure that you go all the way up and all the way down, getting full range of motion. Do not bounce. Make sure you also go down slower than when you come up. Next on the list is lateral raises. Just make sure that you keep that arm slightly bent, coming all the way in, stretch that shoulder, going all the way up to get full range of motion. But be sure to not bring that hand too far above that shoulder. So for number 8, soleus raises. Same thing as calf raises, just make sure that you go all the way down and all the way up. Make sure that you're going down slower than you are up. No bouncing. Exercise number 9, full bicep curls. On this one, just make sure you segment the exercise by going to the bicep curl, then going up, finishing the bicep curl, hitting that upper part of that bicep. Make sure you're going down slower than you are up. And lastly, number 10, crunches. When you're doing this exercise, make sure you're going all the way back, arcing that back to get the full tension on those abs, coming all the way back down. Be sure to not bounce and go back slow. Now that I'm done explaining the form of the exercises, I'm going to explain the reason why I chose the order of the exercises. Reason number 1, compound exercises. Make sure you do compound exercises before all other exercises because it involves multiple joints and puts a lot of strain on the body. Reason number 2, strain on certain muscle groups. You want to make sure that you even out the strain on all of the certain muscle groups. So you don't want to do all legs at the beginning of the workout and then all upper body at the end of the workout. Make sure you do a little bit of lower body and a little bit of upper body at the beginning and a little bit of lower body and a little bit of upper body at the end. Reason number 3, smaller muscle groups last. Smaller muscle groups are supporters of larger muscle group exercises. So therefore they need to be fully rested in order to help larger muscle group exercises. This way you get a better workout with your larger muscle groups while preventing injury. Now let's make modifications based off of stress on the body. Modification number 1, reducing stress on your knees. You can reduce knee pressure by taking off Smith machine squat and adding on reverse lunges. The reverse lunges takes the pressure off the knees and you can mod up by adding in dumbbells. Modification number 2, stress on the forearms. There are 3 different types of exercises that put stress on the forearms in this workout. Lateral sumo squat upright row, lat pull down, and full bicep curls. You can sort of play around with these exercises by putting them all together or spreading them out through the workout to either put more or less stress on your forearms. And modification number 3, supersetting. This modification is for intermediate and advanced lifters. All you have to do for supersetting is put together exercises 1 and 8, 2 and 7, 3 and 6, 4 and 5, and 9 and 10. And there you go, you have your workout. That's it for now, y'all. Like I said earlier in the video, full body workout is the best way to start because it's easiest on your joints and ligaments and it's best for overall longevity. If you have any questions, leave a comment below, like and subscribe. I'll see y'all another time.